And you are on Amp Chat. I've been wanting to try that new voice out, man. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, where you guys go this weekend?
Richmond.
Richmond. And this is the last race before the chase.
Yeah, last one before the chase.
Yeah, cool. My big question, we're supposed to wait on the fans to email us in and all, but tell me about your stint in the NFL.
I was drafted, 5th round pick to San Fran back in 03, and played 2 years out there under Coach Erickson. Then I played, got released from there, played 04, 05, 06, or 05, 06, 07 in St. Louis. And then played my 3-year contract out there, and then went to Baltimore, and then in Cleveland for the preseason. So I had about 7 years in, 7.
That's super cool there.
Yeah, it's a good time. Good time.
Absolutely. Well, we thank everybody for joining us today. I had to get that out of the way. I've been, just curious about that all week. So we want to thank y'all for joining us, and check out ampupthe88.com. The site has our weekly chats with a special guest or member of the number 88 Amp Energy Chevrolet National Guard team, which is what we have here. We also have daily sweepstakes for autographed number 88 Amp Dale Jr. Memorabilia, pictures, all kinds of neat stuff there. So what exactly does your job entail now?
I actually work in the post-race department here at the 588 shop, tearing down cars after the race, and back up jackman, catch can, whatever it needs on Sunday, and run gas. So.
Okay, so they bring a car back from the racetrack, and you tear into it once it comes home.
Right. Yeah, we tear it down to the bare chassis. We leave the seat and some of the other stuff inside, but majority of the stuff underneath on the motor compartment and stuff we get rid of. So.
Okay, a lot harder when they're banged up, ain't it?
Oh yeah.
Dale Jr. Fan 50 wants to know how long you've been involved in racing.
Actually, this is my first year in racing.
Really?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's kind of I'm blessed to be here, so I enjoy it. So.
How would you compare it to the training and the stuff you have to go through to do your job in the pits to your career in the
Well,
NFL?
actually, it's real similar. The competitive part is real similar, and then we have our strength coach and everything, getting our workouts are specified to our position, and so it's real similar.
Cool. Alrighty. Sally 101 wants to know what your responsibilities are during the race.
During the race, I usually what I'll do is I'll hand the first can of gas in, then I'll catch the left rear tire, and I'll run gas, get all the cans refueled, bring them back, weigh them. We'll check the weight on them, and then we'll do it all over again the next pit stop.
That's like a chore at Talladega, huh? It's like a 2-mile hike.
Yeah, between there and Indy.
Yeah.
Indy's a pretty good ways too. So.
Yeah, you got to be pretty fit to do that.
Yeah.
And especially in the heat.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. How did you transition? We have a question from Rachel 21. How you got involved in racing from the football?
Well, a friend of mine knew Lance, and I just kind of visited the complex one day, and got with Coach Mark Malden, and set up just a meet and greet with him, kind of, and then went down and watched pit practice. And he said, if this is something that you want to do, just come on back, and we'll give you a shot.
Yeah.
And that just kind of got the ball rolling, and from there it just kind of took off.
Cool. And how would you, if you had to grade yourself, Todd 1999 wants to know, how would you consider your first year in racing going? How's your success right now? As
far as pit crew, I think we're doing real good. We've struggled a little bit on the track, but we're working hard every day to get better in that area, and we look forward to going to Richmond.
Yep, that's a good track for Junior too, by the way. Won a bunch of races up there through the years, so that'll be good. Do you ever wish you could go and practice your job, what you do at an actual track, do your pit practice and thing? That's a question from Mary Allworth.
Yeah, it's always good to the pit box sizes are more realistic at the track, of course, and just seeing the car come down pit road, judging the car coming off turn 4 and onto the pit road and stuff. We've done that a couple of times, I think, and it's beneficial. Yeah.
And they have a pretty extensive simulation here at Hendrick Motorsports too for you guys, right? They have
yeah.
Pit wall and everything.
We have pit wall, and we have each week we go to the different racetracks. We have that pit box marked off, in our pit box area. So it's about as realistic as you can get.
Yeah. And you got the humidity here in North Carolina too, makes it a little tougher than some of the places you go.
Yeah.
Dale Jr. Fan 50 asks, what is your best and worst thing about your job?
I would say the worst would have to be running fuel in 100-degree heat in Indy. That was
In a fire suit.
In a fire suit, yeah, that was pretty tough. And the best is just being a part of the team. You know, just that team atmosphere you get every week and every Sunday. It's just you know, just like being in the locker room with the guys. You know, you're kidding and joking with one another. So it's a good time.
Mm-hmm. Dances with Cats wants to know, what's more grueling, pit crew practice or the football practice?
Definitely football practice, I would say. It's, you know, I think pit crew practice is a lot of mental. You know, you just got to be at the right place at the right time, and the timing. I would say football practice is a lot more physical than pit crew practice, but they're both on the mental side. They're both challenging.
What typically happened in your football practice? I mean, what did your day or your year consist of?
Well, usually, you know, this time of year coming into the season, Tuesday or Wednesday and Thursday would be real big installation days, installing offenses and stuff, and using meetings at 7:30, install meetings, you know, and then we go out to practice for a couple hours, come back, have more meetings and stuff, just getting all of our X's and O's down. Fridays is more of a game tempo type practice, trying to put up all the little finishing touches. Saturday's a walkthrough, and we're playing on Sunday, so it's similar to what we do now, but you know, just not as physical.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Dances with Cats has another question here. How common is it to have a football background for a NASCAR pit crew member?
I think the sport is going more of that towards that. I'm not sure, each team is different, but as far as Hendrick Motorsports, I think the mental side of everything, being able to perform under pressure, and getting your job done, and being part of the team, the whole team atmosphere and stuff. So it's I'd say it's real similar.
It's evolved a bunch, huh, from the old days when Junior Johnson would run around the car slinging the jack on the ground. Did you ever see that?
Yeah,
Films of that?
we have our guy that heads our department, Mike Basinger, used to change for Bobby Allison. He was telling us all the different ways it's changed over the years. So.
Yeah. M. Hughes 28 wants to know, what is your dream job?
My dream job? I'm not sure. I like where I'm at now. You know, obviously moving up in the company is definitely a plus. So you know, just keep steady as she goes, and we'll just see where the future brings us.
And Sam 42 asks, where do you see yourself in another 20 years?
In another 20 years, hopefully I'll still be in the company, and just, you know, helping guys like myself coming through the company, new guys coming through the company, just kind of forming them the way Hendrick Motorsports wants to go in the next 20 years. So.
Okay. Kershinator asks, what do you eat before a race? Anything special?
I would say there's not really a routine. You know, our truck drivers cook meals for us on Sunday. So
does that ever get creative? Do they ever come up with some stuff you're kind of?
Yeah, it gets real creative. But usually, whatever the crew chief wants to eat for Sunday is what we get. Usually, you know, grilled chicken or so, you know, vegetable and salad or something. So it's not too crazy.
Yep. What is your favorite track and why? Asks S-Flat 88.
So far, I think to this point, Dover. I like Dover. Just the way they come off those high banks and stuff. You know, I've been to Daytona. I'm from that area, so that's my home, what I consider my home track. So I like that track. But other than that, Dover. I think I like Dover.
Where's the hardest place to pit a car?
I would say any short track, Martinsville and stuff. There's so much going on. The boxes are small. So yeah, probably Martinsville.
And that's a tough pit road to do your gas running on too, isn't it? Because it's so crowded.
Right, yeah. So.
How much cross training here do you do with the other Hendrick teams?
Of course, you know, the 588 teams, we work together on a daily basis. And we'll interact with the 24, 48 guys in the weight rooms and stuff. And sometimes we'll get a little friendly competition between the two shops a couple times a year. So we interact with everybody. Everybody's pretty good buddies.
Kind of like that offense defense kind of thing when you scrimmage, right?
Yeah.
and you travel to the track every week. What is the most fun thing about the travel that you guys have to do? I mean, do you enjoy all that? Do you like going to all these places?
Oh yeah, I love just seeing the different areas of the country, the different people that inhabit those areas, and the tracks are just so different, and everything's new to me. So every track that we go to is a new experience. So I just enjoy that experience and just being with the guys on race day.
Okay. Dale Jr. Fan 50 asks, how long does it take to break down a pit stop video of the entire race, and what do you look for?
I'm not too sure how long it takes those guys to break a film down. I know we have the cameras on the pit box, so they break some of the film down on Sunday, and so I'm not too sure how long it takes them to do that. But we're all looking for if the changers are hitting 5 lug nuts on and off, and the jackman's in the right spot, and the catch cannon and gas, so we're all in the right spot. So it's kind of like a fine dance when you get out there. Everybody's in tune with what's going on.
And the the other part that you do, the setting the pits up and everything. Basically, walk us through that. What happens when you get to the track? You see the empty pit stall. What time do you guys get there? And what happens as you assemble that pit?
Usually we're there about 6 hours before the race starts or so.
So that means you left Charlotte at 4 in the morning?
Yeah, usually we leave about 5:15 wheels up on the race that's at 1:30 or so. So usually we'll get there. They select the pit stall the day before. So Champion Tire and Wheel Company will have that box in our box in the stall. And usually, we'll get the pit box up. Me and one of the other guys will go up on the top, get all the whole top set up, and then we're down cleaning wheels, cleaning lug nuts, gluing lug nuts, getting all that stuff ready to go for the race.
And it'll take 5 hours usually to set it all up?
Well, we got a pretty good group, so it takes us probably about 2.5 hours, 3 hours to get all that stuff done.
Mm-hmm. And everybody kind of knows their thing.
That's right, yeah.
It's like a military operation almost.
Right, yeah, once we get there, we're just kind of dispersed doing in our little areas. Everybody's doing their own deal, so.
How about tearing it back down?
Actually, I don't tear the box down after the races. I actually take the fuel back to the Sunoco gas pumps, and they'll take all the fuel out of the cans, and I'll take the cans back to the truck and everything. So
that's cool. Huh?
Yeah,
that's a big old box to have to move after. Yeah. What do you do between the pit stops during the race?
I'm right there on pit wall watching the race on the monitors, checking, looking at lap times and stuff and how we compare to the rest of the field, and just walking around, within the pit box area, and just seeing what everybody's been up to, how everybody's been doing and stuff. So
cool. This is a good question from Sam42. What is your favorite type of car?
My favorite car, race car, or?
Hell, let's do both. Favorite type of car and then your favorite type of race car.
Well, I like those new Hendrick Camaros that we got going through the shops and stuff. And
come out, we'll give you one. We'll let you take one for a spin.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be pretty cool. And I'd say I've only been around the new COT car on the Sprint Cup side, but I think the new COT car on the Nationwide side is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. How they have all the different body styles for every car, so that's gonna be pretty neat to see those guys run that car next year.
It is. It's a kind of a neat looking piece, huh?
Yeah.
How many backup pit crew members do you guys have? Do you have every position? Do they have a backup guy for every crew member?
Not for every crew member, but we have backup guys for both teams. So I'll back up both Jack guys on the 5 and the 88 team. We have a couple changers that back up both teams, and a couple carriers as well. So, we might be in the 88 pick box, but if they need us down at the 5, they'll come get us, and we'll go down there. So we work together as far as that goes.
The Jackman's like a drummer for a band. He's the timekeeper of the whole thing. So
right.
Have you got pulled into duty unexpectedly?
I have not on Sunday. During practice I do, just to get that timing down with those guys. So, but we'll be ready to go on Sunday if it ever happens.
Yeah, well, you're a big old boy. You can knock that right out. You know. What's the hardest hit you ever took in the NFL? That's a question from your crew chief, Lance McGrew.
Yeah. The hardest hit I've ever taken in the NFL had to be my first game out in San Fran. We were playing the Rams, and I caught a ball over the middle, and had two safeties converge on me, and I had a concussion. I actually ran to the opposite sideline, to the Rams sideline, so it was pretty rough. Yeah.
Hearing birds and all kinds of things, huh?
Yeah. I didn't know what happened in the first 3 quarters of the game. Just put it that way. So I didn't.
Do you ever see these guys climb out of these cars after they take a lick like that? They're kind of.
Oh yeah, especially the one in Pocono with Elliott Sadler this past year. He looked like he just got hit by a defensive lineman.
Yeah, and they did a remarkable job on the new car too, because that thing's it's like a tank.
Yeah.
So
I was if anything else would have happened to him in that car, I tell you, man, that was a bad hit.
Yeah. Props to NASCAR on that one. They certainly did their homework on that thing. This is a good question from Lynn Mack Johnson. How does working on the 88 pit crew compare to running out of the tunnel at an NFL game?
I'd say running out of the tunnel at the NFL game is just it's a lot different, just because you have 80,000 fans there for you if you're at home. If you're at home, being on Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s pit crews, I guess it's similar to that, just because everybody's
It's like being one of the Beatles, huh?
Yeah. Everybody's, during race day, during the day, we're signing a bunch of autographs and stuff for those fans. And but I'd say the NFL, it's something else. I would say the NFL isn't like running out of the tunnel at Florida Field. It's a little different, but it's a good time. Good time.
What track has the best setup for the pit crews? That's from Die Rut.
I'm not sure. I mean, I'd say that since they redid Bristol, it's pretty nice. Michigan has a good setup. It's nice. It's roomy. It's easy to walk up and down pit road.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's what as far as if I'm concerned as a gas runner, that's what you're looking for, room on pit road, just to get up and down and do your job. So I have to say one of those two tracks is pretty
California's a big one, right?
Yeah.
They got a bunch of room.
Right.
They're almost luxurious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Alrighty. What is your favorite thing about the sport of NASCAR? That's from NASCAR fan 838.
I have to say the favorite thing is just to see how the teams, all the teams are working together. Just the different variations each team has to get their stops done. Everybody's a little different than the things that we do, but just being a part of that team, the competition and stuff is probably my favorite part.
Alrighty. Another question from the NASCAR fan 838. If you could change anything about the chase, what would that be?
I don't know. It's I'm new to the sport, so the whole chase deal is I'm not new to the sport as being a fan, but just being within the sport. I'd have to say, maybe give 3 or 4 more drivers another spot in that chase. There's so many good cars in the sport, so maybe 15 cars in the chase.
Mm-hmm.
Would be good.
Alrighty. What's your favorite football team?
College would have to be Florida. That's where I went to college at. It's still hard for me to watch pro football right now. I'm so new out of the games. Got a lot of good friends in St. Louis still, so I'll root for the Rams this year.
Have you watched that thing on HBO about the Jets? Have you been watching any of that?
Yeah, the Hard Knocks.
Is that pretty realistic?
It's about as realistic as it gets. The coaches are intense 100% of the time they're at the facility. So
that seems like that would be like just psychologically like just getting hammered all the time.
Yeah, the mental aspect of the game of football, people don't understand. It's tough to be able to go out and do your job at a high level every day with people pushing you. So
Mm-hmm.
it's mentally fatiguing, that's for sure.
So sometimes having that big old guy run over you ain't the worst part of the deal.
Right. Yeah.
Alrighty. Where is Aaron Walker from, and what does he do to relax during the race season? That's from Det Burness.
I am from a little town called Mims, Florida, which is just south of Daytona Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And in the off season, I'll just spend time with my family, my wife and kids, and relax and get ready to go for the coming up season.
Cool. Would you like to have more night races?
Yeah, yes, I would. Being under those lights is just like playing Monday Night Football. There's something different about it. It's that electricity in the air underneath those lights. So I like to see some more night races.
Bristol's got to feel a little bit like a football stadium, huh?
Oh yeah,
just the size of it.
The size, the people are right there on you, and then when you go there at night, it's magnified even more. So
yeah, that's a neat place at night. When a mistake gets made in the pits, how do you address it? That's from Beck Beat 555.
We like you said, we have those cameras in the pit box, so we'll just go in, we'll take a look, and whoever's making a mistake, they'll just go, ask them what kind of issues they had or what they felt themselves do, and then they'll kind of analyze and see what's going on, and we'll just go from there. These guys are so good; they're here for a reason. They're professional, so. Pretty much if you do something wrong, you can kind of feel what you did. So, they'll, a lot of the guys correct stuff on themselves, but having the camera there helps everybody else look at it too. So,
cool. What is the DMBL, and what is your team's record so far?
The DMBL, the Dirty Mo Basketball League.
Dirty Mo.
Yeah, the Harrisburg Hoglads. That's the team I play for. Me and Lance and a couple other guys on our road crew. Yeah, we're undefeated so far. Yeah, we haven't been beat. So, we're facing some adversity with some of the referees that we have there at the DMBL, but
who's your referees?
We're overcoming that. Just whoever's available at the time. So I think that's some of the problem.
You just draft them, huh?
That's right. Yeah.
Does this like street ball? A lot of elbows, a lot of smack getting top.
We get physical. This say we don't foul out, so we don't spare our fouls.
That's good though. Full contact basketball.
That's right. Prison rules.
Absolutely. You can like bite people and kick them. And
yeah. We don't get too extreme, but we do let people know that, especially I do, that when you come in the lane, you're going to get fouled.
Yeah. That's cool. Dale Jr. Fan 50 asks, how do you think pit stops will change or evolve over the next few years?
I think they're always looking for an edge, whether it be with, lighter jacks or, different types of pit guns or, just by having the athlete in the position of the changer or the carrier. So it's steadily evolving, and with the strength programs and stuff, you're getting faster, stronger. So it's just going to make everything a lot better.
Yeah, it's amazing around here. The past month or so, it's been so hot here in town, and you go to leave for lunch or whatever, and you see all these guys out running in this 100-degree heat. It's almost like boot camp.
Yeah, it is. You got to have yourself ready to go for that heat. No matter what. It's magnified when you get to the racetrack because you get your fire suit on. So, being out here in that 100-degree heat, working out on the asphalt, it's pretty tough.
And when you get hot like that, it's the perfect time for
That's
an
right,
amp.
an amp. That's right. I like the sugar-free. Sugar-free amp is my favorite. So.
Have you tried the amp juice?
I have. I'm more of a amp orange juice type of guy,
Yeah.
but not the berry. The berry's not my favorite.
Yeah, the orange juice is great. How is your alliance with the 5 team?
It's obviously it's real good. We're both here in the same shop. Like I said, we work hand in hand together every day in practice. Pretty much, the stuff that they're trying, we'll try, and whatever works for them might not work for us, but we'll give it a shot, and we learn from one another.
Alrighty. What NASCAR Fan 838 asks, what do you do during the off season? Excuse me.
Usually here in the, pretty much you're getting ready for Daytona. I was here in December last year, so that was when I started. So we were getting pit boxes ready to go back on the road, and we're just restocking crash carts, and they're really pushing to get the best cars that we have ready for the Daytona 500. So.
And the pit wagon's a lot like the car. They at the end of the season they dissect them, and all new technology goes in them because
Right.
the TVs and recording and all that gets so much more
Right.
advanced over the course of the season, right?
Right. Yeah. We just, we take all that stuff out, give it a good cleaning, and get it ready to go for the next 38 weeks or however long it's on the road. So it takes a little while to get all that stuff together.
Has the schedule, the grind of that, has it worn on you yet? It's still kind of new to you.
Yeah, it's not too bad. In the NFL, you're 6 weeks of preseason, and then you're 17 weeks in the season, so that's 23 weeks or so. So
not much difference, huh?
No, there's not much difference. There's a lot more traveling involved on an airplane every week, pretty much. But as far as the wear and tear, I've been pretty good so far.
When you flew into an NFL game, did you go in the day before the game? Did you go in and leave the day after, or did you?
Yeah, we usually flew in the day before, and then flew out that night.
Okay, after the game, you flew back out.
So,
what's your favorite food?
Favorite food? I'd have to say like a pork chop. Pork chops on the grill is pretty good. And my wife makes a good banana pudding too, so I'm pretty keen.
Banana pudding.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I hear you. What's your favorite thing about Mr. Hendrick?
I'd say just the fact that how he's involved with the company. He's real laid back, and just kind of lets things happen within the company. And if things aren't going the way he thinks they're going, he'll kind of steer it in the right direction. But and the fact the way he treats everybody the same. And I think it's just is the reason why the company is where it is now is just because of the way he's run things. So treats people.
Very kind.
Yeah, very kind person. Yeah.
Yep. Jake Backer asks, what do the tattoos on your arms mean?
These are my daughter's initials.
Okay.
So Taylor Renee, which is my older daughter, and Avery Grace is my younger daughter. So, and just the guns in the background just kind of mean they're always protected.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. What would you do if you won $1 million?
I'm not sure. That'd be I'd probably invest, get my house built out where we live, and just kind of sit back and relax a little bit more.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing, is it? Did you ever work for Junior Motorsports?
I'm over there now.
Really?
Doing some pit crew stuff over there too, with Walt Smith. Trying to work my way in over there too. So just kind of working my way up the ladder. So I'm over there 2 or 3 days a week.
Working with the Uries?
Yeah, I've worked with Pops in Chicago. I did a race there with him, and then I've worked with Tony Jr. in Iowa. So I've worked with both of them. So they're pretty cool guys.
Which one's better suited to your style?
I think I'm more used to the Pop style a little more than Tony Jr. I don't know if it's just because of the football background that I have, but
it's kind of like a hard-ass coach, isn't he?
Yeah.
Just straight to the point.
Yeah. So it's I feel as long as you're doing your job, you stay out of the line of fire, you'll be pretty good. So.
Yeah, good. Who's your mentor, or who is it that inspires you the most?
My mentor. I've been learning a lot from Walt Smith, Jackman. That's definitely been in the business for a long time. He's kind of taught me the tools of the trade, the ways of the Jackman. So I've had to say him, and I've been learning a lot from Mark Jacobs, which is our Jackman for the '88. So those two guys have been real influential in my life so far as being in NASCAR. So.
Kirshinator asks, walk us through your first touchdown. How did that feel, and what kind of happened to make that?
My first NFL touchdown, we were playing Detroit in San Francisco. It was a little tight end delay screen. I actually, caught the ball, turned it upfield. It was about on the 20-yard line or so, and actually jumped over the defender to get into the end zone. So it was a pretty good experience. So it was
pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Have you experienced anything in the racing that comes close yet at this point?
I don't think not so far yet. I think getting in victory lane would be about the same. So I'm looking forward to doing that. So.
You have to get Junebug rolling, huh?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. Got time for one more question. Have you ever driven a race car?
I have not driven a race car. Being 6'5".
Kind of hard to fit in them, isn't it?
It's hard to fit them, especially you next to Junior or a Mark Martin type. It's definitely not fitting in any of those seats. So have not driven a race car yet.
Cool. Well, we appreciate you coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we're off next week here on AMP Chat, but come back on the 22nd of September at 12:30, and we'll be here with Mark Jacobs, Jackman for the number 88. So thanks
Yeah,
again, man.
thank you.
Good luck this weekend.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
And we're out.